Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Noor Aqilah Binti Madzlan. Matrix number 181091320. So now I will present the mini project, which is the analysis of three-phase Y-connected generator. So for the introduction, the definition of the three-phase power supply is the power through three conductors. The three-phase power supply includes four wires, such as one neutral, as well as three conductors. Three-phase power supplies are utilized as a single-phase AC power supply. For the small load, one-phase AC power supply as well as neutral can be chosen from the three-phase AC power supply system. The power of these systems can be illustrated in two configurations. Is used in this connection, which is Y connection or delta connection. So in this project, Y connection is used in order to get the data that needed. The connections of star configuration is used in a long distance communication, as it includes as a neutral cable to the error current. Next, in this mini project, I got three objectives. So first is to investigate and analyze the electrical system aforementioned. Second, to evaluate the parameters of the electrical systems in the context of transmission and load impedance, currents, voltage, and acceptable voltage drop. And the last is to evaluate and analyze the active power absorbed by the loads by using 2-wattmeter method and the conventional measuring method. So for the methodology, we can refer from the flowchart above. So from the flowchart, we can see that first, make a research to find a three-phase systems and analyze how to use the 2-wattmeter in order to get the active power. Then, make a research on Malaysia frequency standards in order to know how to calculate the percentage of voltage drop. And the percentage of voltage drop is we can refer based on the BS 7671 or any Malaysia's authority standards as stated in the questions. So next, after knowing the basic information, Y generator and Y load system connection circuit was constructed in the PSIM, which is PSIM. Then after the circuit is conducted, the circuit is run to test the simulation. After the simulation, the data that obtained is recorded, calculated, and was filled in the table in the results. So lastly, from the data obtained, then the discussion and conclusion has been analyzed. So this is the table that constructed after I obtained the data. So now for discussion, as we referred to the table 1, table 1 shows the value of measured and calculated offline current. According to the observation, the value of line current is different with the value of calculated line currents, where the value of calculated is lower than the measured value. Then for table 2, it shows the value of measured and calculated for phase voltage. According to the observation, we can see that the value of measured and calculated of phase voltage is slightly less compared to the calculated value of phase voltage of load for the three-phase load B, for the phase of load B and the load C. For the load A, it is different, where the measured value is greater than the calculated value. So for the table 3, we can see that it shows the value of line voltage for line 1, 2 and 3, where the values of the calculated line voltage has slightly different compared to the value of measured line voltage as observed from the table. The value of measured line voltage is lower than the value of calculated line voltage. Then for the table 4, it is shown the value of active power absorbed by the loads. For the active power is calculated by using the 2 wattmeter method. There was a difference between the calculated value and the measured values. From the observations, the value of measured active power is lower than the value of calculated active power, which is the value of measured is 131 and 131.04 megawatt, while the calculated value is the 132.09 megawatt. So then lastly, the value of the voltage drop percentage with the 132 kilovolt of the generator is 21.1%, which means it had exceeded the acceptable voltage drop based on BS 7671 or any Malaysia's authority standard. Lastly, in the conclusion, after conducting the experiment, I got to know how to use the PSIM wisely and how the connection of 3-phase with Y generator and Y load connection, the value of the parameters of the electrical system in the context of transmission and load impedance, currents, voltages, and acceptable voltage drop was being analyzed. It is shown that the data that obtained from the simulation is different with the calculation. The active power that obtained from the simulation value is slightly less different with the calculated value. Voltage drops take place between the supply terminal and the load terminal. Load terminal is the place where the electrical appliances are installed. The voltage drop is completely dependent on the types of load connected to the output terminal. The voltage drop is proportionally to the load current. It usually that the voltage drop in circuit is allowed to be 3 to 5% of no load voltage, otherwise it will make the system heating up. Based on the calculation, the voltage drop is rejected due to the acceptable of voltage drop in Malaysia is 3% only, while the voltage drop that I got is 21.15%. That's all from me. Thank you.